What do you think is the most important thing you need in today's world to succeed and to win? Is it to have a calm and composed mind which is always aware and that you have self control over your actions and your decisions? Or is it to have a fierce passion, a fierce determination, and all of those things, all of that energy that you require to succeed? What do you think matters more? Take a moment to think about this. If you think that having that calm and composed mind matters more, you are right. We need that. And if you think that having the fierce mindset and that passion to win is important, then also you are right. Somewhat confused, right? It doesn't sound very right. It sounds as if how can both of these things exist together? But they can. It is simple. You need to think like a monk but fight like a warrior. Let me explain this concept. What does it mean to think like a monk? In simple words, thinking like a monk means that you have a calm, self directed control over what goes on in your mind. When you have control over your thoughts, when you manifest the right things in your life, and when you make the right decisions strategically without adding any emotional aspect to it or without facing any kind of panic or anxiety. When you face panic, when you face anxiety, your ability to make the right decisions, to take the right actions goes down. Instead, you make emotional decisions that are not the most perfect for you, and then you end up creating regrets. So, having that calm and composed monk like mindset is important. I will do my business, I'll let others do their business, and I will strictly follow whatever my rules are, whatever my beliefs are, and I'll go for them. That is what is having it like having a monk mindset. We need to think clearly, we need to know exactly where we want to go, what direction we want to pursue, and then we need to be fixated on that goal. We need to be aligned with that goal, and we need to think strategically towards it. Now comes the point of having the fierceness of a warrior. What does it mean? In the past, what used to happen was that warriors used to take their swords, go in their fields on horses, keep running, and then slash their enemies and fight that war. The thing is, those kind of wars don't happen today, but a new kind of war is emerging in our world. That is the war of business, the war of coming first in our classes, the war of becoming the number one person in college, the war of getting the best job, and all of those things. We don't fight with swords these days, we fight with our minds. It's a unique development, but it does not mean that if we fight with our mind instead of swords, we don't need to have that warrior mindset of using that sword and then going into the battlefield. We need to have the fierceness and the courage to take the right action and to beat out the competition. If you have that kind of the thing, like you are in school and you want to get the number one ranking, then you're in the battlefield, you're competing with others, you're fighting with others for that number one position. And for that, you can't just do two things. You can't just sit and be calm and composed like a monk and just do all of those things normally. If other people come, they tease you, they stop you, they either pick up a fight with you, and all of those things, they sometimes do happen in our school life, they happen in our business life, whatever it is. You can't just tolerate all of those things, right? You need to know your own worth, you need to know what your own value is, and you need to have tolerance for that and not for anyone else who is bullying you or who is undervaluing you. You need to, and that is where that mindset of becoming a warrior comes in. You are able to uphold and stand for what you own, what your rights are, and you go for them. Let's consider this simple school example. You are studying, you want to get the number one place in school, and for some time you don't have the time to go with your friends outside, and they say, no, you have to come with us, you have to come with us. And if you don't have that warrior mindset, if you don't have that fierce passion and that fierce determination, you won't be able to say no. You'd be like, okay, I should just go. What if this happens? What if that happens? Whatever it is. Even though you have that calm and directed monk mindset, you still need that inner fire, that inner passion within yourself, so that you actually study and you actually do those things. What happens when your homework is due just 5 hours from now? You get that fire, you get that desire in yourself that no, I have to finish this, otherwise I'll have to face dire consequences. But that desire and that fire is out of fear. Here we are not creating that. Here what we are doing is that from a desire, from what we want to achieve, we have that passion and that determination and that fierceness in ourselves, that we have to fight, we have to go ahead and win, and we have to beat out the competition. That's what we want to do. So this is how you use both the monk mindset and the warrior mindset, that you combine both of them, you think strategically, you take action properly, and through those decisions that you make with that calm and controlled mind, you then go on and implement them with with that mindset of a warrior, and you keep playing and you keep slashing out your competition and you keep getting ahead. That is why you need to think like a monk and fight like a warrior. Now, we already discussed what would happen if you were only to think like a monk and you just wouldn't act, and you just wouldn't have that fierce passion, that you wouldn't really get anything done. You would just live that normal lifestyle because you wouldn't have that inner passion and that inner burning desire. But if you just had that desire, if you didn't have that control of a monk and all of those things, all your efforts will go in vain. Remember this, when a warrior goes into the battlefield, if he does not know what he's doing, and if he's just slashing everybody that's coming in front of him, fighting with everyone, it won't make sense, and eventually the warrior actually might die himself because he's playing unstrategically. Instead, what we need in that as well is the real wars that we used to have in the past. What we need is that strategic mind of how to overcome the enemy, how to bypass them, or how to get over them and then get to the destination and then get to the goal. That is why having that thinking is also important. If you were just to go out and play blindly and put all your efforts in, you would never get anything done, and you would never have that control over your passion, and it can turn into different things as well which you don't enjoy, which may be you just get too workaholic, you become a workaholic and you're not enjoying life, you're not enjoying the other things life has to offer. You're working way too hard and you're not working too smart. Instead of thinking strategically and planning, you just get to that action, you do things inefficiently, you are unproductive, and then you wonder why the results didn't come in. That is how the modern war is played. If you want to win in the modern war, whether it is in your college, in your business, in your school, you want to get to the top, you need to have a mixture of both of these. When you have on one side the monk mindset, on the other side the warrior mindset, you become invincible, you become a number one true champion, and that champion then goes on and aces many new things in life. You have to keep this in mind. You have to have that kind of a warrior mindset that is controlled by your monk-like and strategic thinking. Keep this balance in mind. Keep these two things together and you will create unimaginable growth and success for yourself. You'll bypass the competition. You'll have that continuous burning desire in yourself, but you'll also have that self-control to enjoy life and to make the right decisions. Do this, merge both of these mindsets, and you will create another great version of yourself. Thank you very much for watching this video.